So your hair got toned to ashy and people are gaslighting you into thinking that it's not a big deal. Why is it not a big deal? Let me explain why. The process of bleaching your hair is actually dissolving the proteins out of your hair that the natural melanin pigment is attached to. So that's why you're exposing these orangey colors, these yellow colors, even like the darker red color. This process shows that we do not have any blue contributing pigment in our hair naturally. So if you were to put like an ashy silvery color over your yellow undertone and it goes to the color that you want, this artificial pigment has nothing in the contributing pigment of yellow to attach to. So it will fade out very, very quickly. This is another big reason why people will recommend putting warmth into your formula of a toner so that that actually has like a common denominator for those ashy pigments to attach to. Kind of like filling the hair and toning the hair in the same process with the same bowl of color. Coming back to the bleaching process and it dissolving the proteins in your hair, the lighter you go, the more protein that you're dissolving. Not only does dissolving the proteins in your hair expose these natural contributing pigment undertones, but it also creates little microscopic pockets inside your hair strand of where the protein was but is now missing because it's been dissolved. So let's say you lift as light, like a level 10, as light as you can possibly go. The amount of protein that is missing out of your hair is pretty high. So when you put an ashy color over the top of this hair, all of that artificial pigment is going to fill those empty pockets microscopically in your hair strand. But since there's no protein in those pockets, those are just loose pigments just sitting inside your hair strand. All of those little microscopic pockets being filled with artificial pigment in your hair is going to change the light reflection to make it appear ashier and darker than it actually is because there's loose pigment just stuck in your hair. So when a stylist tells you go home and wash your hair a couple times, it will fade out. This is why, because those are just kind of sitting, swimming around in your hair, and the more often you're washing and getting those pigments to slide out, the faster your hair is going to fade. So not only do we not have any cool tones naturally in the hair for the artificial cool tones to grab onto and attach to, but we're also missing the actual proteins that the artificial pigment attaches to as well, filling those pockets with artificial pigment that are just loose in your hair. And if you want the artificial pigment to come out faster, this is why a stylist will recommend you use Dawn dish soap, because the pH is really high. It's going to swell and open the cuticle to get those loose pigments out of those microscopic pockets to slide out of your hair faster without using chemicals like bleach to remove them. Because if you bleach that artificial pigment out, you're creating more microscopic holes all over in your hair strand, making the problem worse when you retone it with a warmer color anyways. Even if you choose a warm golden color, chances are it's going to grab all of the cool tones in that formula anyways and just turn muddy. So no, it's not a big deal that your hair went too ashy one time, because scientifically speaking, there's no possible way that it can stick permanently. And if you are hella concerned that your stylist recommended Dawn dish soap for you to fade your overtoned color, you can just use a clarifying shampoo that is formulated for your hair. It's the same concept. It has a very high pH. It's going to swell and open the cuticle to get those loose pigments in all of those microscopic pockets to slide out of your hair faster. But the reason that hairstylists most commonly recommend Dawn dish soap over clarifying shampoo is because most people have dish soap at their house and they don't have clarifying shampoo. But you can absolutely use clarifying shampoo as long as you go to the store and buy it. So let's not hop online and bash a hairstylist saying that she's a terrible hairstylist by recommending Dawn dish soap, because you very clearly don't understand the scientific reason as to why someone would recommend that, which is also a very common, very old school way of getting color to slide out of your hair safely without having to use bleach. I hope this made sense. Have a good day.